make the ice cream muffins. You need a standard muffin tin, and you're going to have to set your oven to 350. Make sure your shelf is in the middle, okay? You need 2.5 cups of softened ice cream. This is the ice cream I made yesterday. I practically used all of it. I've only got like a tablespoon left. I used every bit of it. But let's get these going. All right, we need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now we are going to add nutritional yeast flakes to this for a nutritional value. I don't want to add whole wheat to this because I don't want to cover up the vanilla flavor and the ice cream flavor. So we're going to do a little different today. So we'll add maybe a tablespoon or maybe 2 of these. These are large flake nutritional yeast from Bob's Red Mill. He makes excellent flours and stuff. And I'm using this just to bring the nutritional value up. I think I'm going to add 2 tablespoons instead of 1. Everything's going to be yellow in this. I don't want to add anything to interfere with the ice cream flavor right now, so we're playing like this. Hi, Richie. We're back again. I told you I was going to be back. All right. And we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can see we're using very little because we don't want to interfere with the ice cream flavor. All right, that's baking powder, Sandy. We need forget the salt for a minute. We need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Well, I already added 1/2, so I'll just add a teaspoon to that. Check your jars before you do it. That's for me. Now add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So it was 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let's see, is there anything else that's going to go in this department? No. So we're going to stir this around. No, we're making ice cream muffins now. The bread will be going on after I finish making these. They haven't quite risen to where they're at, and the French bread hasn't gotten to where it's got to go. So these are muffins that we're going to be making. All right. You need 2.5 cups of an ice cream. Now, you have to make sure it's made with heavy cream. Haagen-Dazs is the best one unless you make your own or you know a better brand. But Breyers and stuff that have these other chemicals in it, you cannot make this. You must have this kind of ice cream, either homemade Haagen-Dazs or one that's just made with sugar and cream and vanilla, eggs. That's it. It's got to be made with that custard with the heavy cream. If you use the other ones, this is not going to work out. So I'm reminding you before you do it, because if you do it, it doesn't work out. You can't say anything. I'm going to need a bigger bowl than this. And they want your ice cream semi-soft, which I'm working on right now. I might have to mix this with my hand, but it is soft. It's a beautiful yellow. This ice cream is unbelievable. Look at that beautiful yellow. Oh, it tastes great. I did try just a little bit of it. Okay, I have to be honest with you, I did. All right, into this, we're going to put the vegetable oil, which is 1/4 cup. I'm using sunflower. I would use safflower or sunflower, so it doesn't interfere with the flavor. This whole thing is, you're worried about interfering with flavor, so 1/4 cup only. Okay, get the oil. Okay, eggs. We want 2 eggs in here as well. add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Why'd you put that down on the bottom? Oh, okay. Now I see what you're doing. Okay. Now we have to mix this ice cream with this. I am doing well, Ace. Hi, Irma. Wyatt. Ace, Bree, good morning to all of you. We're making ice cream muffins. I made the ice cream yesterday. I thought I was going to have some left over. I've got less than 2 tablespoons. I'll probably eat it this morning. So you have to be careful that you either use homemade ice cream or Haagen-Dazs or one that just has eggs, flavoring, heavy cream, eggs, heavy cream, milk. You've got to make sure that it doesn't have those chemicals. If you sit there and buy a cheap ice cream, it's not going to work. You need one that is made with a custard and heavy cream. All right, I know muffins don't get mixed all the way. I'm just making sure that I'm doing this right. This much liquid, I usually use a lot more, but flour and stuff, but this is what I want. Okay. Can't say everything is cold, though. That's okay. It does, but I would recommend Haagen-Dazs or homemade only, unless you know one that makes regular ice cream without the additives. You're actually going to have to read to make sure. Let's say you use sugar, milk, heavy cream, flavoring, and eggs, milk, sugar, flavoring, and heavy cream. That's the only thing that should be in there. If there's anything else added in for vanilla ice cream, the flavoring should be definitely vanilla that you'll see. Okay. Do not mix this all the way. Remember, when you're dealing with muffins, you can't mix them all the way. I almost did. Now, my son found this in my cookbooks. Believe it or not, I did not know I had this recipe. Because he goes into my cookbooks too. My sons do look to see what they like. So we're just going to put them in the pan. It does sound good. I agree with you, it does. But I added the vanilla flakes so we can get the B vitamins with this. Because you know, too, B vitamins actually eat fat up. And your liver produces it as well. So I'm always careful. Try to always do this. You make 12 of these, are going to be large. I have to say, these are the coldest muffins I've ever made. I'll probably make the muffins and then walk straight into baking the bread because it's getting up there. I bet you think we're done. We're not. We're going to take cinnamon and sprinkle over. That's what they want you to do. Come on. Now these are going to cook for 25 minutes. They stay. So that'll be 25 minutes. That'll be 31, and the bread will be ready to go in right behind it. Now those sound good. I've never had them. This isn't. Sorry, not sorry. All right, silent. I have a 4-bedroom house, you must know. I converted one of the bedrooms into a computer room, and I have cookbooks in there, my sewing stuff. Yeah, I haven't gotten this whole house together yet. Hi, Nellie. Nella. Okay, silent. RC, good morning. Oh. That's all right. I eat breakfast on the run. I had a glass of milk while I was cleaning up my mess. I don't always have time to sit down and have breakfast. Most of these things, the sweets that you say you like, muffins and biscuits and stuff, I have a cake stand that I put them there with a lid on with a dome, and I sit there and I leave it and they snack on it when they get up in the morning. Oh, my kitchen's always going. I don't think you want to live in here because it's very hot in my kitchen. I got yogurt going too. I found out I need to make yogurt too today, so I've got my yogurt waiting for the milk. I brought it to a boil. Has to get down to 104 so I can do that. I have a yogurt maker that's not electric. I love it. I can't burn it out, and I've been making a lot of yogurts and gone through them. Thank you, RC. Thank you, Silent. That's beautiful. No, I wouldn't mind. The gopher might be a bit upset with you, though. My thing is that if I make ice cream, we could make chocolate muffin ice cream. We could make chili. We could make mint. Oh, just think what we could do. Don't cry, RC. Everything I do, you could do. Samantha, good morning. Oh, sure you can. That's why we have the channel here. Showing you and talking with you about food, nutrition. Sometimes we get politics. I tell you about my life, the crazy things I've done. Some of the craziest things I've thought. It's 8:39. We're going to have to get these hamburgers going soon. I'm going to have to get the bacon going. I need a rack. I have some chicken stock, and I'm thinking about making some challah bread. I know the Jewish people will get upset and say, it's our bread. Look, If I make the bread, it's bread. Everybody's going to eat, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of people take my recipes. I only ask that you sit there and state that, you did get it from me. That's all. I don't ask for anything else. At least the acknowledgement, that came out of me, my idea. All right, let's get that hamburger going. Now, I told you I made a mango barbecue sauce. Let's see. $4.61. I'm going to read some of these. Mustard barbecue sauce, honey guava barbecue sauce, a pickled plum sauce, hold on, a Turkish coffee barbecue sauce, mango tamarind barbecue sauce. Do I have any more in here? Yes, a ginger plum barbecue sauce, romesco sauce. That sounds like a hot one. A tamarind barbecue sauce, just tamarind. Ooh. Let's see if there's any more. All right, here's a white miso barbecue sauce and a red miso barbecue sauce. This is in one cookbook. Let me see if there's any more. Ooh. Oh, I couldn't eat that. That burned my throat. Those are different barbecue sauces. So believe you me, there's a whole lot out there. Now what we're going to be making for dinner today is going to be a bacon and smoked cheese burger. I went to get smoked mozzarella, but they didn't have that, so I had to get another one. So as you can see, there's a lot of barbecue sauces out there. And we can make. Oh yeah, we're putting it on meatloaf. We already had it on the red snapper hamburger. I had one son say, I do not want a fish hamburger. I will not eat it. I don't like it. So I fixed it and said, Star. He said, all right, I'll try it. He said, Mommy, you can make that again. Sometimes the names don't sound that good, but God, the flavors are there, I'm going to have to charge you because once I start cooking, I'm going to forget about you and you'll get cut off. So, are you talking? I have some ices and other stuff that I've never made, but I'm sure it's in the cookbook. And I'm going to be ordering 2 more cookbooks when I get paid next month. I'm going to give my son the money because he's a Prime member. I don't have to pay as much. He gets the free shipping, so I said, okay, I'm going to give it to him and let him order it for me. He said, give me the money and I'll order it. And I said, you're getting it. 2 cookbooks, and I got 2 more after that. And I just found another one. I said, this is bad. I am bad when it comes to cookbooks. So I think I do have a milk-free ice cream, but they call it something else. Thank you, Thee. Silent. Good morning. Good morning, Thee. Lie. Good morning. I just take the first part. I can't pronounce everything across, so I just usually go short on it. So, how many pieces of bacon do you want for this? How many hamburgers am I making? How many hamburgers am I making? Or inch. Okay, I'm making 6 hamburgers, so that would be 2 each. Okay, that's why we need 12 slices of bacon. they want thick bacon. Oh, I gotta check my yogurt. This recipe is going to make 6 hamburgers, so we're going to need 12 slices of thick bacon. Not thin, you're going to need thick for this. So these are going to be some whoppers we're going to have. Oh no, you're too hot still, okay. Jesus, I'm ready. Now, bacon usually sticks when you fry it. The first ones, after that, you're good. Yeah, I'm always busy, Parker, until I take a day off. You're going to add a little bit of oil. The object of the oil is to keep that first batch of bacon that usually breaks up, and you just grease it. And when you heat this up, when you lay the bacon into it, it's already a separation so you don't get that bacon torn or anything else. You'll get nice pieces of bacon. So we'll go ahead and get this bacon going while the muffin's going. I bought an iceberg lettuce. I got the tomatoes. I don't know what kind of, oh, they want a sweet onion. You have to get a sweet onion for this recipe, not the regular ones, because you're going to put sweet pickles with it too. And it's not important that you cook bacon at a high heat. The importance is that you cook the bacon without burning it. Oh shoot, we got to stop. Sorry, turn it off. I can't go, I've got to do this. Okay. This is the French bread. As you can see, it rose. Where's my French bread recipe? Okay, now the reason you're going to just sprinkle cornmeal onto your baking sheet is actually to prevent it from burning. You're going to say, what? That little bit? Yeah, that little bit will prevent it from burning on the bottom. See, when I have a lot of things going, this becomes a real issue with me. That's why I'm moving everything away from the oven, because it's really, really hot. Okay. I'm going to divide this. Yeah, that's why. And you since you're not carrying your own bacon or anything else, you have to sit there and adjust for all these problems that you could have in the process. We need a little bit of flour on the working area. See, when you get a lot of people together and somebody knows something and somebody doesn't know that, we can all help each other. You see? This is where it's really good. I'm just putting just a little bit of flour so I can work on it. Yeah, sugar burns very carefully. You shouldn't say it's not careful when it burns. It's going to burn. It's going to burn. Make sure you seal these seams up. If you don't, it's going to come apart when you try to cut it. Seam side down. Okay, RC, enjoy your day. Thank you for the star. You too, you have a blessed day as well. No, I'll roll and pinch it up in time. Yeah, I remember when my mother was cooking, and I'd wake up to the smells of cooking, and I enjoyed it so much that I gave it to my husband and I gave it to my children, the same joys that I used to have when I'd wake up and smell the food that my mother was cooking. That's why I do it, the joy of it, you know. A lot of women don't think about that, you know. Children help themselves with cold cereal and everything else. They don't know the joy that they give. And if they didn't get it, they said, well, I'm not going to give it to my children. I'm going to do what my mother did. She'll just have the cereal, help herself, routine. That's it. People don't know that children that are breastfed, the food that the mother eats, the flavors come through her breast milk, sweet. But they can taste everything that she's having. So when they finally start coming to the table to eat, they're going to eat because mommy ate it. That's what I'm going to eat. You know? But they get these stupid formulas. They don't have any taste buds. They don't have anything. Once a child starts nursing, man, they're getting flavors. Okay. Now we're going to cut some slivers in here, but you've got to be careful. You're only going like a 1/16 of an inch. If you go too deep, the whole bread's going to open up. Okay, so the object is just to make light ones. That's all you're doing. As it spreads, it's going to make it deeper anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. I am not covering this. This has got to take its time rising because I've got other things going. Back to the bacon again. I am sorry that I'm running you from one thing to another. If women were home, yes, there's no excuse. If women married and cared, but they're only concerned about buying their makeup, getting their breast implants, and blowing up their lips that look like, well, I'm not going to say that because that's quite rude, but I'm sure you men are thinking what I'm thinking. I think it's ugly looking. I really do. I mean, I can't say what I think it is, but I know you men know what I'm thinking. It's horrible. And another thing, if you don't want to look old, you better keep your gray hair. When you start dyeing it is when you start looking old because gray covers your wrinkles up. I have wrinkles. I don't think you see that many of them. You have to get pretty close. Now we're going to light this up again. The oil for the bacon. But when women wonder why their eyelashes are turning white, because of chemicals. Mine aren't. I only have 1 or 2 white eyelashes. You know, women tell me that all the time. No, I'm going to tell you. What happens is the mother doesn't eat well. When that little girl is developing and growing, she has deformities. You might not see them, but her breast might not have been developed properly to have milk because mommy didn't eat well. This is where we're getting these medical issues with women. The breasts are made. We are actually a reproduction and a feeder. And so some women show up, and I can understand that, but most women, they put these implants in and everything, and they can't nurse their children once they do that. You see? So that's an excuse. A lot of women say, oh, it hurts, it's this, it's that. It's because you're deformed, and you just don't know it. And those problems crop up. Okay. We'll get that pan warm, and then we'll start. So please don't defend women who can't breastfeed. They don't eat enough. They don't have enough breast milk. You need B vitamins to produce breast milk, and you need to eat more. I ate for 2 people. I mean, I was eating 6 meals a day. I was hungry all the time. I had enough milk. I could have been a fountain. B vitamins are what cause you to have more breast milk, and protein will make sure you have those 2 combinations. You're going to produce a lot of milk. A lot of these women diet and they only want to put on a little bit, and they want their figure back after they've had children. They don't want the little belly bump. They don't want this. They don't want that. Of course, they ate to make sure, and they're doing all of that to make sure they can't breastfeed. I ate a ton of food. My husband wondered. I mean, I would have breakfast, and 2 hours later, I was starving. I wanted a hamburger, bacon cheeseburger, 2 glasses of milk. I mean, I went through food like there was no tomorrow. But he worked hard to make sure I ate. And when I passed my first son, he was 15 pounds, and I did not tear. And milk, I had more than enough milk. So that's the problem with women. And doctors think they know what they're doing and how much a woman should eat and everything else. Well, if she's unhealthy, of course she's going to have medical issues. You know, it's just as simple as that. No, God is not that stupid. Women and men, let's not say just women, but women and mankind have played around, and they're giving these women problems now. That's their problem. And some women don't want to breastfeed, so they'll tell you, oh, it hurts, I can't do it. So she doesn't want to breastfeed. She wants to go back to work and let somebody else raise the child. She said, I carried it, so therefore somebody else can raise it. And I'll pay him to raise it, you know? So you can't tell me something. And this man said, but my wife works with preemies. I said, and he's talking they need, and I said, excuse me, my question is, why aren't the women carrying? Thank you, Joey. My thing is, why aren't women carrying full term? When I grew up, when we got pregnant, watch I Love Lucy when she was pregnant. You see how big she was? Women were like that. When we had a baby, we ate good. And when we went back, we were usually 1 dress size larger than before she got pregnant. I was a Mrs. 8, so I went into a Mrs. 10. Menopause hit. I went up another dress size. And, well, anyway, you know, so I know that once you've grown, you're going to go up 1 dress size after you have a baby. If you don't breastfeed, you put on 10 pounds for every child that you have that you don't breastfeed. And it sits on your body. And that's milk. What does milk do? It goes rancid. So you end up with cancer. You can't say anything. Yeah. So, actually, I don't know what you wrote there. You might disagree with me, but that's fine. And remember, the big business wants you to have not breast milk, they want you to have formulas. If you have formulas, they make money. The formulas are loaded with sugar, so you end up with a fat baby, bloated. He's going to have medical and health issues late in life. But it's not your body, it's their body, so, you know, they'll have to deal with it. You don't have to. You know, this is the attitude a lot of people have. I have a ton of allergies. Woo! The chemicals, anesthesia, all of that. So I didn't want my sons to have it. I made sure I took extra pantothenic acid because I wanted to make sure their adrenalines were better than mine. And you know, the fine cat hair is what my older son has. And my younger son, I think his is more stress related than hay because he gets stressed out easy. But but they don't have a list of chemicals. Me, my list is so long, but in one lifetime, and they said it takes 4 generations of eating healthy, and you can wipe a disease out from a family. So I can already see one generation how I have managed to do that much for our sons. And so it does work. Statistics and stuff, it's women. Every great culture has been brought down when you went to feminism. The women are the problem. I'm sorry, but it's all there. When you allow women with their emotions to run things, oh, we've got to help these people over there. We've got to help the people here. No, you've got to help your country. Hi, Ian, I think I said that? Yeah, I agree. God bless this country. And good morning. So we're cooking this bacon. Over here, we're waiting for the muffins to come out, really. Oh, I can really smell them. Okay, let's see how they are now. Well, that's different. Okay. I've got a mess to clean up on this. Here are the ice cream muffins. They did rise, you see, but they have to cool. Shoot, Sandra. I'm running out of time. Got my yogurt. Got this. Got the chicken stock. Hold on, I gotta check my yogurt. Okay, yogurt has to be done like this. I've got to take care of my yogurt. I do apologize. No. Look, I'm going to have to turn you down. I got some work I have to do. Slow down. This is my yogurt maker right here, and it's Culture Covered. So easy to use. I love this one. Just leave it overnight, and it's done. Bacon, give me time. You're moving too fast. I'm not ready for you. I tell you, I get behind on myself sometimes. I need to sit back there. I don't need that right now. I know I'm hitting your head and everything. I really do. Cheap tester. I'm the cheap tester here. I've got water over here. Okay. Always let your muffins sit just a little bit. Oh God, these are light. I'll try one of these. I'm not taking these out till they cool. These are extremely light since I have not had such light muffins in a long time. Here's what they look like. As you can see, the yeast I put in it didn't bother it. They're mild. These are very light, very mild in flavor. I haven't had muffins made with just so much white flour in so long. You'll like these. But remember, you have to have real ice cream. Where I live, the only one that I would trust is Haagen-Dazs, unless you make it yourself. Ooh. It's like breakfast on the run. See, I had a glass of milk and I'm having a muffin. Wow, I'm really sitting down eating, aren't I? Right, we only have 3 more batches. Turn the oven off. I'm done with the oven till we need to toast the hamburgers. Rolls. Okay, that's what we're doing. You see the bacon comes out nice. The way I like it. This is how I like my bacon. Remember, it's not always that you have the highest flame. It's that you get the right flame for what you're doing without burning. These taste so funny to me because I don't have any whole wheat flour in them or nuts, but they're very good. It's been a long time since my mother was the last person who made muffins like this for me, where she used all white flour. She didn't like whole wheat. I did. That's why you see my muffin recipes, you can see everything I put in them. They become a meal. My sons might be a bit confused with these. I wonder if I took graham crackers and ground them up and added to your vanilla ice cream. Graham crackers are good. I don't think it has as much flavor as it should. I like more flavor to mine, but they are very good. Most of you will like that because you don't like a lot of flavor in your muffins, but they're nice. Well, I'm not going to waste this either. Yes, Jesus Christ. All right, this one cooks at 400 for 25 minutes. 100. Okay. You can see the French bread has risen, doubled. Set your oven at 400. Get some water. We're going to need it. Now you're going to brush these with water. Yeah, I want to get the other ones in, but I have to wait, so I'll wait. Okay. Now the cooking time for this French bread is you're going to bake it 15 minutes. Brush it again in the oven. Don't take it out of the oven. Just open the oven door and brush them. And then cook them another 10 minutes. Brush them. Cook them another 10 minutes and they're done. All right, that's how that goes. So you're going to see me going back and forth doing that. I have to wait till it gets to 400. Well, this is how my kitchen is most of the time, busy as you can see. If it's not one thing, it's another thing that I'm doing prepared for today. What do I need this for? I don't need this anymore. I need another rack in another spot. Okay, to make these hamburgers, you're going to actually need 2:45 on the hour. Remind me, hamburgers you need 2 1/4 pounds of ground meat. Yeah, 2¼ pounds of ground meat. This will make exactly. I'm going to put you in a smaller bowl. Well, I'll wash it out. Thank God the sourdough is taking its time. Other than that, I've been able to do this. I'm not going to do that. Okay, they just want you to adjust your salt to your taste. Are you guys doing 15 minutes for me? It's actually, you could say these are basic hamburgers, but it's what he adds into it that really changes the whole thing. Because most people ground patties is basic stuff. Now, there's bacon grease here. If you want to cook with bacon grease, I would strongly recommend cool it, strain it, put it in a jar, and put it in the refrigerator so it doesn't go rancid. Oil goes rancid like anything else. That's why I keep my oil in the refrigerator, and people think I'm crazy. Oil goes rancid, and you have to be careful with it, okay? Just to help you. Sometimes I like to add steak sauce to mine. Okay? Okay, I'm doing mine a little different. I'll put the salt and pepper in. Just cook a few minutes and we'll get you out of there. Now you can sprinkle it with salt and pepper, or you can put salt and pepper in it. But we're going to divide this up into 6 patties. I have to get my cast iron grill out. But this is something that you can do outside. If you have an inside grill, by all means, go ahead and do that. All right, that's it. So if you want to sprinkle salt and pepper on them when you're cooking them, you can do that. I just put them like this. I have other things I have to do. I just want the general idea. I got them the right size. Now we got 7 minutes. Now you guys see why women run you out of the kitchen. I am doing well, Pat. How are you? This one feels like a large one. All right, I have 6 patties. Those up there. If I use the grill, why can't I do the rolls on the grill? Yeah, that would make sense. I don't have to use the oven. You don't have the bread in the oven. You can't do that, so we use the grill. All right, we have to finish cooking this baby. I am fine. Yes, these are made with bacon and smoked cheese. And you can grill them outside, or if you have a grill on the inside, you can do it. It doesn't matter. But we're going to be adding sweet pickles to them, which I have already. And we're using sweet onion as well. I have to cut the onion. We'll get to that after. I want to finish this bacon up first and get my French bread going. And then get this rye bread in the oven. So this is my busy kitchen. So if I get everything done in the morning, the afternoon is doing those flaws. That's how I managed to get it all done. You just have to, there's no way you can do it any other way, I'm sorry. We're just waiting for that and for that. We got 5 minutes. Remind me, 5 minutes I've got to get rid of that bread. Fresh bread. my sweet onion I have. See, because you're having sweet pickles and sweet onions on this, and the combination that we're putting together with the cheese, you're going to have that smoky, sweet flavor, and that's what we're striving for. I already made the mayonnaise. Oh, by the way, that ranch dressing I made was delicious. You could do it with buttermilk or sour cream. Either one will work very well. My sons enjoyed it tremendously. And that wrap my younger son made, he was shocked. He said, "Mommy, that really tastes good." I said, "That's right." My older son said, "Mommy, Danielle did an excellent job on that." So I knew he would. Gotta go watch this. I can't cut this onion. I'll get that cloth. See, this time of year, as the fruits and vegetables come out and get harvested, you want to sit there, stocks are made, a bone broth is made, your pickling and your canning gets started, meals get done more in the autumn when the butchering starts. They call it the harvesting of the cattle. I know those seasons because I was in cattle country, so I understand that. The auction houses will open. Because we had one just out of town. My mother took me to it. Not my brothers, but she took me to it to understand. We're going to go to the high life. No, I should say live. Live. Okay. Whatever. Now I told you this bread rises. Sometimes it just tears open. You never know what it's going to do, but it's a good bread. It's a good French bread. That's another 10 minutes. Okay. Look, lay across. It was hot. You want these in thick slices? Yes, they want you to cut this onion in thick slices, sweet onion. That's about, yeah. The one it actually held together. I want to use my nails to lock it in. Did I put my pepper back up? No. Put my pepper over here. Time to put my salt and pepper together. Excuse me. I'm sure the people that said they'd love to be in my kitchen, I'm sure they will sit there and love to do dishes while I do it. Okay. I did 10 minutes. I'm going to brush it one more time, then I can stop. Okay. I'm getting things together. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm going to have to brush them with oil. All right. Let's get this grill going. That was heavy. I need oil. If you're doing it outside or inside, they want you to brush the grill, okay? Whichever way you use it, you're going to have to brush the grill. So I'm just letting you know. What happened to my other brushes? Ah, shoot. Okay. I'm going to brush the grill before I put it on. I got to turn those burners on. Yeah, maybe I can do it that way. Let's see. 6 minutes. This burner I want. This burner I want. You wouldn't even guess I cleaned this kitchen at this point. Just turn you down as low as you can go. See, I have a grill on one side, you see that? And then for pancakes on the other side. Onions and stuff will stick unless you brush the grill, even if it's an outside one. And then you tear the meat off. That's not what you want. You try to do it in such a manner to where you see the lines of grilling, but you don't see, you know, it torn apart. That's what you don't want to see. Okay. That's brushed, that's all I did. Do I have to brush this with oil too? Brush. Okay, you want melted butter now. I tell you, got 2 minutes. I knew these hamburgers were complicated. We're going to be brushing the patties down with butter. We're going to be brushing the onions down with butter. So let me get it going. Okay, what's that? This is at 350. Okay, we can turn it down then. I have to put anything on top of that bread. Baked loaves. Just read for the next bread that's going on. Wait a minute. Golden brown sounds hollow and tapped. 1 hour. The loaves are over browning. Cover loosely with foil. Okay. What's wrong? You're stiff sleeping? Okay, we have to brush the bread one more time and then bake another 10 minutes, and that's it. Sorry. You notice how I keep throwing you everywhere? You must be tired of that. I am sorry. I set you on a knife. That's it. That bread is going to be done in 10 minutes, and we'll put the other one into the loaf, into the oven, and that's it. I can't use this knife. It's got water on it. Okay, we're going to do that. Now they want you to take, try not to set you on anything so you fall over again. Yeah, I have a raccoon in the yard. We call them bandits in Texas because they walk around with a little mask. Nothing else, God did a wonderful job. They want you to brush the onions. And then they want you to sprinkle salt and pepper on them and put that side down. Then we're going to be brushing the other side and salt and peppering the other side. If you're using a big grill outside, you do the same thing with your hamburgers, all at the same time. I have a controlled environment in here, so I have to be more careful. All right, 20 after, I'll be done. Okay. Let's get this going. My sons better appreciate this. I've worked hard on this recipe. My aunt had a pet raccoon, a baby she found under her trailer. Mama was nowhere to be found, so she assumed the mama got hit with a car or something, and she raised that little guy. He loved to wash his food before he ate it. That's what they do. They wash their little hands. And she said he took all my jewelry. I had to clean house and look for it. He took all her jewelry. You know how to open her jewelry box? And they love glitter. So she was always looking for her jewelry because he took it all the time. It's not hot yet. We have to wait now. I hardly wait for everything. Got the bacon. Put it up there. Just making room for everything. I need that. I need this. You should be hot enough to melt. Okay. Let's get you over here again. Get these patties. Now I already salt and peppered these. I'm not going to be able to put weights on these because they're going to be so far apart. Let's see. Let's put that one up there. Raccoon. Is that why you asked me did I like raccoons? You know, I'm wondering why, after World War II, they set that law in that if you're a communist, you can be put out of the country, lose your citizenship and everything else. And I keep on wondering why. They said it was after the war. And that's when this, I think our government took a lot of the scientists from Germany because they were on the verge of a lot of new things. And I think that's why they did it, so they could... Okay, we get these on oil side down for the onions. And you're going to oil, salt, and pepper the side, right side up, so both sides will be oiled, and we'll get these cooked. Where did I put my brush? So Come on, get off the knife, Sandra. Well, I'm making room if nothing else. Okay. So I have salt and pepper, doesn't matter. Now where can I put my onions? I haven't done the rolls yet either. You insist. We will. Doesn't matter how you do them. We're still going to cook. You don't want to flip. I knew this one was going to give me a problem. Be careful you don't burn yourself. I'm already doing it for you. Now you can sit there and not cook the bacon and wrap the buns with the bacon. I already cooked my bacon, so I'm going to sit there and just lay it on and cook it with the bacon. Because I couldn't do it on a grill, there'd be too much fat, so I had to compensate for that. I always have to compensate for what I'm doing when I work in the kitchen. But if you have a grill outside, don't cook the bacon. Sit there and just wrap the patty in the bacon and cook it like that, because you have a big area where you can drop the grease. I don't have that area with this. So it would run over and spill into the stove, which could start a fire, which I don't want. Here's the bread. You're going to cook that bread at 350 for 1 hour. So that'll be 9:30. Dang, it's hot in here. Okay. I think you can see what I'm doing at this point. I don't have to tell you. God, that's hot. if you're doing the grill, they said you have to wet your hands if you use the grill outside to do your patties. I don't know why. I don't grill outside, so I have no idea why they want it done. So make sure when you make your patties, you wet your hands. I don't understand some of this. Yeah, Casper, I know it makes you hot, but I can deal with it if I'm enjoying myself. Okay, we got the onions done there over here. I need a knife to cut some more butter. It's a lot of extra work, but if you don't mind cooking, they'll do it. But I hear so many women saying, I don't cook anymore, or it's too much trouble. They're so lazy in my book. Like I see all these young people on YouTube, they've got a perfectly clean house. And I've been cleaning out. My house is never clean because I have a family. You know, I hate to say it, but that's true. Brush the bacon and the patty before you put on, because we're going to put butter side down. That's why I got more butter, because I don't have enough. Brush this other side as well. So you could wrap these if you're going to do a grill outside, or if you're doing a grill inside, you can't. You have to cook the bacon separate. There'll be too much fat, and it'll mess you up. Very good today. I have some hummus. Well, good morning to everybody that I missed. I'm sorry if I missed anybody or gifts that you gave me. I appreciate it. I thank you for supporting me. I did all of this. I'm always in the kitchen. My son's encouraged me a lot. And if you want to put some more salt and pepper on it, you can. smoked provolone because they didn't have smoked mozzarella. Place your onions on the bottom piece of the ham bun. See, this is what you're doing. You're putting the onion on the bottom, just like this. And what's going to go on top of that is going to be the meat bacon side up. You're going to need a tomato, sliced thin. You need sweet pickles. I have sweet cucumbers, so I'm using them instead. Oh yeah. So you can see how these are coming out. Because I put butter on the rolls and toasted them, I'm not using mustard on these, okay? Because I'm going to have a lot of sweet taste. You can add ketchup, sweet pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise if you want, mustard if you want that contrast of the mustard with the sweet, that'll be your choice. I think the one thing that sucks the most in the kitchen is that you dirty it, you have to clean it. Just bring a plate over. Now what you're going to do is I'm going to put the cheese on it. Where did I put my cheese? Ah! Okay, so I'm using smoked provolone, but they wanted smoked mozzarella. If you can find it, you're fortunate. I was not. I know I got to get over there in a hurry. Put the cheese over the meat and bacon. Okay. Let me get this over. This bacon came up off of it. Hold on. Wow. So this is how it's served, and then you put any kind of topping you want on this. This is exactly what it's going to look like. What? Oh, I'm glad you made it, Isaiah. I have enough that I am going to make a meatloaf tomorrow, and that is going to be the topping over it to see how good it comes out. And if I have any left, I'm going to make hamburgers next week and put that on it and see how it comes out well. But isn't that barbecue sauce just fantastic? Yeah, no, we already had it on the hamburgers. I'm going to think of something to put on it. Believe me, that barbecue sauce is too good. Maybe I'll do chicken cutlets or chicken sandwiches and throw that on it, but that's good. I'm glad you enjoy that. I enjoy it very much. I've got a nice big bowl in the refrigerator. All right. I try to wonder how am I going to pack this for my son. Oh, let me take one of these and put another one over here. See, I'm going to put it like this. I've got the bottom half. I can't put the bun on it because you see it's full. So I'll put that in another container. I'll put the tops in another one, and then in another container, I'll put the lettuce and tomatoes and stuff to go on the hamburgers, and that's how he does it. That's how I pack it. So see, he can warm the meat up, no problem, with the bacon and the cheese. So that's how I set it. He has to put some of the things together, but it's easier when you pack them in like see, I would put the lettuce and stuff with the vegetables, but the top will get soggy. What size? What are you talking about, what size? And this is the top. And I get another container and I'll put everything there so he has it all sitting out for him. And he'll have a container of mayonnaise to put on top. Yeah, I buy all these little containers for him. Yeah, we're just finishing up the last three. I'll show you how I put some of it. Packed lunches, you can do a good job. If you want to take the time, you can do it. Even for yourself, you can, you know. And that's more than enough for he needs. It's good. And when you make your own mayonnaise, it has a sweetness to it, which is amazing. It's the whole combination. You only use a teaspoon of sugar, yet it comes through really nice. Okay, I need another one. Okay, so this should be enough for us. Put straight up the hill with the sweet pickles. I'm keeping an eye on the hamburgers. Yeah, that should be enough for him. Well, that's more than enough. 2 hamburgers is all he wants. So you can see I'm actually putting all of these in here, so he'll have it right there. My house is as old as this country. It was being built during the Revolution. Isn't that interesting? That's very interesting. Right. So I have a very, very, very old house. Now I'm going to do, no, don't you dare do this. Okay? You're not supposed to do it on the floor, you're supposed to use it on the cutting board. There, he's got his lettuce, he's got everything he needs to put his hamburgers together. And I'm going to give him a fruit drink or iced tea. I think an iced tea he would like with this. He's got his fruit and vegetables. He's got everything he needs. And he'll have a knife to do, to fix the mayonnaise and stuff. So I'll make sure he has his utensils as well, so he has everything to work with. I know you're watching me do everything. I make a mess. Put it on the onion. Where did I put my cheese? I might not eat both of these. Hello, bacon. Put whatever topping on that you want. But make sure the cheese is smoked. And that's it. I know the bread isn't going to be done for about another 25 minutes. By then I'm going to be cooking myself. I'm going to be cooked out. You know, I'm just going to put it on the table. They can help themselves. Yeah, I go there. I need another tomato. That should be enough tomatoes. Okay, gang. Hi, Joanne. Alex, Edwin. Yeah, we were waiting for the bread to rise, and somebody had asked me to do French bread, give them the recipe, so they could watch me how I made it, so I did that, so there was extra there. And then the bread started rising, I had to get the hamburgers done, and that's where we came into here. And the muffins were done, so I was doing a lot of things this morning. Sometimes when I get in the morning, I have 4 or 5 things going, and the videos really run long in that aspect. Hi, Chris. So sometimes the videos are long. Most of the time it's waiting for stuff to cook. That becomes my big wait. Where these videos get long, we just have to wait for it. And YouTube has a pause, but it's a very short pause. It's not a pause for like an hour if the bread is rising, or 2 hours, or something that's cooking for 30, 45 minutes. So this is where these videos get long. Not that I mean for them to be long, but in that fact, because if I do part 1, part 2, it gets repetitious, and then the videos can't, YouTube cannot get them all up at once. So I said, well, mess that up. Alexa, this is my kitchen that I'm running, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm showing people how to cook the different things that they can make, different recipes. If you wish to share your recipes, we can end up doing it here. There's just a lot that goes on in my kitchen. I also make a lot of things. I have cultures and stuff I have to feed. I also take care of animals outside and inside, so it's just a lot. So the kitchen is the heart of the home, so there's always a lot of things going on in the kitchen. If I have a lot of leftovers, you see me do zip. But if I don't have leftovers, because I was out of bread, I was out of yogurt, I was out of buttermilk yesterday. I had to make some muffins this morning because we were making ice cream muffins, so I had to make ice cream yesterday. And somebody asked for the French bread. I didn't plan to make French bread, but I made French bread. I was making rye bread at the time. And then we were having hamburgers today, and these hamburgers were different from other things. So see, it gets complicated. And this morning I was making yogurt. I didn't realize I was running out of yogurt. So that's it. So we'll just say, Chris, I take care of myself. Oh, no. No, I give my food, if I have extra and I make a large batch, I'll share it with my neighbor, who's my friend as well. Uh, Stuff like that, or if somebody needs help, I'll do that. But don't, as I say, don't make it habit forming, as they say. But I am the person who cares for myself. So listen, all of you, take care, enjoy your day, and I'm going to say it if you like it or not. God bless each and every last one of you. Okay? Enjoy your day to the fullest. Bye-bye.